of course, Kala coins, how to market them, sell them. In fact, there's a new 5-reason PDF. Of course, so some of you have seen it online. It's available right now. Kala wallets. Wow, look at that number. 46 or 6,400 plus people have now got wallets. Amazing number growth. And of course, education still going on. And we're going to be covering the fact that we've actually launched Premier. It's officially launched, ready to go. And then the big announcement, of course, that we will be introducing a new blockchain product for NUI. Nothing happening today, but the announcement will be starting next week. And so we're excited to share with that. And of course, you can always check on the NUI social blogs and social media updates. They really do an amazing job. The staff here are absolutely world-class, and I appreciate them so much. In fact, they support me. Kinsey helped me put this together tonight, and thank you to her, and of course to all of the wonderful team here at NUI. So let's jump straight into it. Of course, NUI is improving its back office all the time. And I know for some of you are like, it just seems like we come up with these great ideas, but to implement them, you can only imagine the resources it takes here, the staffing, the great people that are here. They're giving their time, their energy, they're focused and giving it all. And of course, as we continue down this path of cryptocurrency and everything blockchain, we have to constantly update the functionality of the website. So we're launching the new shopping cart, the membership upgrade functionality. It's happening this week, and members will be able to actually upgrade their memberships from where they are to, obviously, if you're just member level, you want to go up to pro or executive elite, etc., whatever you choose. You can buy rigs, you can buy mining contracts, and it's all the back office via crypto. So there's some great new changes are taking place. Again, please look into the back office of the NUI site and just keep listening and learning, and just be with us on this journey. Be patient with us, because I can tell you this, there's nobody here that's slouching around. They are going 24/7, trying to bring all these pieces to life in the new vision of what's really going on with NUI. So we're deeply grateful, very excited for where everybody's at and some of the wonderful things that are going on here. So I just want to jump in here and say that the ANT routers, for those of you that actually, we talked about it in the late part of July, we're coming into fruition now. Again, we came up with this concept of helping decentralize the network, and what's really happening is those of you that were able to upgrade to the 500 mintage mining units, and you got your free ANT router that's coming, you will be a part of that vision, the vision of creating the world's first and largest decentralized network, the one that will actually push us so far ahead of every other opportunity in the world. Is just amazing. And so for me personally, I'm excited to announce that the piece of hardware will beginning to start to ship at the end of this week, and many of you that are local will probably receive them, and those of you a little more distance, you'll receive them as the next week comes in. But we're excited about that, because these small, compact, simple units, basically you plug them in the wall. They work much like a router at home. But the difference is these have a 1 gigahash of performance of a Kala rig. So what they are is they're just like a little micro mining rig, but you get to participate. You have a piece of hardware, and ultimately you actually get a piece of the pie, which is about 300 to 500 Kala per month, which currently, obviously at 2 cents per Kala. Not a lot of money, but certainly not a little bit of money once Kala begins to move up the scale, of course, to its right value, I like to say, because I think Kala is incredibly underrated in its value. And of course, as the year progresses out into the final part of the trimester of this year, you'll see some big things change. In fact, for those of you not familiar with the industry of networking, or specifically our industry, we work in trimesters. There's January, February, March, April. That's when people usually, winter season's upon us, people are able to hunker down, kind of really run at their business and get things to grow. I find that somewhere around late April, going into May, networking tends to slow down. Summer, like May, June, July, and August, people tend to be focusing on family, going outdoors. Winter's gone away, and then they kind of do the summer thing. Family come into Labor Day, which of course was last weekend. That's when kind of things start to shift, and certainly they've shifted gears here at NUI. We are actually in the next phases of some of the growth. So the final trimester is September, October, November, right into December, past Thanksgiving, and of course into the end near Christmas, and of course the end of the year. So these are the trimesters we work in, and you're going to start to see some things really take place here and grow in the future. So ANT routers are going to be shipping. Those of you who are going to be plug and playing will be getting your Kala right away. So as soon as you get them, make sure you plug them in, make them active to get yourself in as a part of the decentralized network, and of course the Kala itself. So let's talk a little bit about the Kala mining rig sales are in full swing. Congratulations to those of you that have been selling fun because we actually, here at the office, we actually have a poster that we post in the center of the office that just shows how many rigs have moved, what our targets are, how to help people. And I have to tell you, my hats off to the entire marketing team here at NUI. I have to tell you, I've been involved with a lot of companies. These guys got a world-class team, and they put together these sales materials that have been really quite spectacular. I'm actually going to go over them. They put together that teaser video. I'm going to show you the link here, but please go to the blog, click on it, you'll get to watch it. The 5 reasons to buy a rig, which we're going to do here. And we know that we've released a lot of these things to use. For those of you that have not gone to the blogs and checked everything out, please make sure you do that, because a lot of great resources are there to help empower you to really get the right message across, to give you the understanding of like, why is this a special time? Why are these rigs special, which is really key. But most importantly, how to make it effortless for you to communicate with people why they should really look at this and why they should take advantage of it really where we are right now. And ultimately, for those of you new to NUI, of course, into whole mintage and color rigs themselves, is that color coin is the heart and soul of the NUI product suite. So when we actually have set up this dream of building the first 10,000 people decentralized network of mining rigs and nodes and obviously the AMP routers, now that we have them, what we're doing is we're setting up our own ecosystem of independence, of creating our own technology, ultimately an ecosystem of transference. There's some very exciting things that are happening here that are literally cutting edge. We're at the forefront of making this a real world vision, and you're a part of it. So congratulations to you. For those of you who don't know, maybe just a couple of pieces. Number one, there are 3 pieces of hardware that validate your experience in the blockchain, in the technology. I mean, you'll look back 5, 10, 20 years from now and say, boy, I was a part of a company that was like selling AMP routers and block nodes and mining rigs like in like 2018. And many of you that will go on to become very financially successful and financially independent because of you participating in these things, really believing in them, being kind of an early adopter. And I say early, I'm thinking almost bleeding edge adopter. You guys are really doing some special things. So congratulations to all of you. Our focus here is to kind of make it easy for you to say, hey, get family, get friends, get associates involved, because not only can you, get involved in blockchain and obviously participate in the decentralized network, which ultimately brings the value of Kala up, decentralizes it validates all the things we do here at NUI. There's actually a chance for you to participate financially, which of course is the commissions that come off of rigs. Now, we don't necessarily, talk too much about this, but basically every time you sell a rig, you've got a $250 sale. You've got $400 that goes up the tree, which is, 2% on 10 levels. So, some great opportunities here. So if you sell a rig to someone personally, you immediately make $190 in your pocket, which quite honestly is very powerful. It's great commissions, but ultimately you're decentralizing the network, you're increasing the value of Kala, you're increasing your own kind of vision of that, and you're getting more family, friends, and associates to participate in. So if you can't currently afford one of the $4,000 rigs, then you can sell those rigs until you can buy one. So someone said to me, well, Case, is there a simple way for me to learn how to get the value of this rig explained to other people? And of course, we reached out to the marketing team and they said, well, Case, we've built this one single sheet, which is 5 reasons to jump into Kalas. Now you can see here that everything I'm about to share with you is actually going to be available inside of all of these different links. So you can see here colorcoin.io, reasons to jump in, number 1, 2, 3, etc. And we can go through this. The one I wanted to share with you tonight is that there is a teaser video, and it's a great little short video. It's something you can send out and someone can watch and go, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then what you can do is you can go to this next sheet. So I just printed off a quick picture of what the 5 reasons are. And you can see here, obviously, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is a sheet you can hand out, you can use, you can read. And really what it does is it intimately breaks down the reasons, the purpose. What you're asking people to do is think a little outside of the box, be not late to the party, but an early adopter to blockchain, to an ITO, ICO, a product that could, quite honestly, 3 could be the new 30. What people spend their entire lives trying to build a wealth of financial independence they could create with this type of product, and certainly with the color rigs. Again, there's no guarantees. There's no systems we can guarantee anything. As you know, everything is a risk. But in this case, we're looking at this, and as long as you feel that you can afford this as far as the risk this goes, there's a lot of amazing rigs to get involved in Kala rigs. So I just took snapshots of the 5 reasons. First of all, Kala is a step ahead with its own blockchain, and blockchain is changing how businesses, governments, societies interact. Kala is really a comprehensive strategy that includes successful launching of its own unique blockchain based on open source Bitcoin protocol, which is already proven. It's building a strong, stable network to maintain that blockchain, and it's partnering with businesses to add more Kala applications, which of course I'm going to be announcing the end of our first blockchain product that will be coming in the next several weeks as the announcements unlock. So there's some big things coming on. The second thing is that Kala beats the competition, and this is, every time I look at this, I'm just so impressed, because it says that recently a report at 80% of 2017 ICOs were scams, and Newsday says 80% of ICOs are part of that kind of movement because there was a window of opportunity. The difference here is that Kala isn't one of them, and the reason why is because we've already got 6,400 Kala users. We've got millions of coins sold. We've got our own blockchain already running. We've got a growing network of people mining. We've got pre-configured hardware. We've got all the international networks that are coming together on multiple continents to validate that blockchain and validate the decentralized network. We've got the top council giving us the best advice on how to stay compliant in the United States, compliant globally. It's really all about being a part of a plan. So Kala isn't just some hope and wish and, oh gosh, I hope it goes up. This is a truly comprehensive strategic outlay of where we're going with Kala. And again, as you continue to kind of see this come to life, you'll have the same feeling we all have, which is there's really something special going on. The third reason, of course, is Kala gives really opportunity to early adopters. And the old story, if you got involved with Bitcoin, the average Bitcoin miner way back was making like $200 a day. Well, can you imagine? Today that BTC is worth $1.2 million. So someone buying a Kala rig, getting involved, being a part of the decentralized network, growing this network out, being a part of the Nui Nation, and moving the whole vision forward, you're in a position to optimize, to put yourself in a very special group. First group of miners was only 750 people. Second group right now, which is being sold out as we go, you really want to take action on this, is there's only 2,500 people. So you take a look at that and you're like, oh my goodness gracious, there's 6 million Kala to be released to almost 3,250 miners. You start realizing it's like, wait a second, there'll be people that have literally hundreds of thousands of Kala, eventually millions of Kala, that if even at a couple of pennies, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you start to realize, wait a second, this is a big opportunity. It's funny, I had someone just fly in from Texas, came in with John Johnson, great guy, and he's a part of the Nui Nation already. And he's like, I just want to know what's going on when it comes to the office and find out what was going on with Premier. And so we talked about it, and I said, you realize that you're a part of this very unique group. And he happened to get in at a group 1 stage. And I said, just for fun, how much Kala do you have? He says, oh, I think I've got 400,000 Kala. And he's like, I didn't really know what I got into when I bought it. I just kind of guessed and hoped I was a part of something great. And he says, it's occurred to me this is a much bigger deal than I paid attention to. And he says, that's how I've flown in from Texas to be here today. So it was a real pleasure to meet Mark. Hey, thanks for coming out today. But, just wanted to share, these are the stories that keep coming in and certainly happening here live in the office with Kala rigs and certainly with the things that are on. Well, fourth reason to be involved with Kala, honestly, it's its own ecosystem. The more infrastructure we creating, obviously, the more transactions, and you're going to hear me talk about it in the next part here, which is get everybody a wallet, get everybody transacting. This is what makes the whole system work. So, when the ecosystem is built, it'll be mining through Kala with pre-configured rigs. Symmetry partners will integrate with Kala. There'll be membership enrollments, product purchases, commissions being paid out, earning Kala through coins, spending Kala through reach. I mean, there's all these very powerful systems that build an ecosystem, and then we'll be bolting on other partnerships and applications and expanding, like the new blockchain product that we'll be introducing. This will all be a part of a very large integration that makes this thing just so hopeful, because as you know, no guarantees, but gosh, and here at the Nui Nation, it's just such a pleasure to have hope with intelligent people bringing all of their gifts and their skills and driving all at one common vision, which is how do we help the average person get involved in something in the early adopter phase and literally create financial independence, what we call 3 is the new 30. Doing 3 years what takes most people 30, because they were in the right place at the right time, willing to take that risk, adopt early, be a part of something, join the nation, join the team, and be a part of something. And this is just, again, just one more piece. And of course, ultimately, number 5 reason is that they're very competitively priced. Manufacturers of mining rigs, basically, they do their ROI. The standard is 10 to 12 months. Gosh, with the ICO of Kala finishing at 2 cents in Kala, based on these industry standards, like, you're getting an ROI, like even the price group of $4,000, you're getting a return in less than a year. You're starting to see results very, very, very quickly. And, we're grateful for that. That, of course, doesn't include the shipping and taxes, as you can see here on the slide. But at the end of the day, you're participating in something that's got incredible potential to really revolutionize, the ecosystems of new business, new vision. We here at New talk a lot about blockchain is everything. So we want to be everything blockchain. We're beginning with our own ecosystem, our Kala rigs, the cryptocurrency of Kala. We're building everything in blockchain, and other companies are going to be coming on and bolting products onto this great vision that we have. So, congratulations to you that have been able to afford the risk and, again, get a mining rig. If you can't afford a mining rig, share with other people who maybe they can, and that can help you with their commissions to get you towards being able to maybe qualify to purchase a rig. So again, please don't take any risks that you can't afford to take. We're very sensitive here at NUI. We're very appreciative of those that could afford to take the risk and got a rig. If you don't have those resources, take your time, build out your network, earn the compensation, and then choose to invest that compensation and commissions into purchasing a rig. So these are the 5 main reasons, and again, just wanted to share that with you. Let's jump into Kala wallets, because as you know, your Kala isn't yours until you transfer it to a wallet. If it's sitting on the Mintage Mining Kala rig system, as you know, that's where you check all your performance. Know that so that you're in the right place, knowing and monitoring all the things that you need to do. The key here will be really simple. The key will be for you to make sure that you're transferring Kala into your wallet, learning how to transfer Kala. So if you transfer 1 Kala, it's 2 cents. So, I have 8 kids. I have, 6 of my own 2 steps, and my goal is to set them all up with a Kala wallet and set them all up. So I set up my first son, I got him all set up, and I actually went through the process of setting him up, and now I'm going to do the other 7 kids. And he's 21, he's into technology and cryptocurrency, so he's pretty excited, and we were just practicing yesterday about it. So I said, get yourself these wallets, and I wanted them to set it up. I didn't want to do it for them. I wanted them to get in, use their own email, get themselves up. I had to give them an education. I'm so grateful again to the team who's created all these tools, because it made it easier for the kids to understand, because listening to Dad isn't as cool. But they got to read it, and they're like, wow, this is a big deal, Dad. I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. So I do want to encourage you to make sure you're transferring your Kala out of your mining rig performance platform, obviously, over at Mintage, and move it over to the wallet. The other thing I will say to you is make sure that you got yourself wallet set up with family and friends and start transferring, because that's really what it's all about. Once the transfer takes place, there's a mining verification. It creates more Kala. It's how the whole system works, and that's what we're driving towards. We eventually want to see Kala go from 2 cents to more in the future, and we need your help doing that. That's what the whole NUI Nation's about. That's what this is all about, growing this value, grow this intrinsic contribution, where we're all supporting one another together. And can I also encourage you to transfer between friends? Like if you've got other team members, like nothing to transfer. Hey, transfer a Kala over. Practice with different wallets. Practice moving it back and forth. It's 2 cents. You can't really make a mistake, transferring a Kala or 2 to someone else. And so we just want to encourage you to do that, and of course have some fun with that. Again, back office, we want to let you know that the education product is coming, and there's a lot of cool things going on with that. What's going on right now, though, is that as we kind of continue to move forward, there's going to be more and more training and teachings. And for those of you who've heard me talk about the membership upgrades, what we're trying to do is add features to the back office so that people can actually learn about the 3 main subjects. What is blockchain? What is cryptocurrency? What is crypto mining? And then what we do is when you eventually move your membership up from maybe member to pro to elite to executive, there's actually a questionnaire. It's an amazing system, actually. There's 75 questions. If you score better than 80% answers, and that's after you've gone through all the training, so you do want to go through the education. And I will say this to you. If you think you can just listen to it and watch it and read it, and you got it, you're probably missing it. I tell you that we had a number of staff members here who actually even helped write out some of the content who did not pass over 80%. So we realized that we set it up a stringent enough level that you just can't waltz through it, I would set up a personal goal and say, hey, listen, you know what? I really need to understand this and take it somewhere and really work on that, because I think that that's a big deal. So from my model of the world, I would say this to you is that, take your time, be a student. I think that most successful people are learners, and this is a great opportunity to increase your education level. And again, as you can afford to, move up from member to pro to elite to executive, and then participate with us in the journey. So I apologize, the lights just went out, so we're working with sunshine here. So, and I don't know why my system went out, but that's okay. Just a quick official announcement. First of all, congratulations to all the Premier members. We have a lot of powerful leaders that have signed up in the Premier launch of Premier, the beta test launch of Premier. And Premier is really kind of the more sophisticated investor's mindset. It was designed for sophisticated networkers. It was a minimum $7,000 investment to be involved in this. And of course, some people had to qualify. They were not involved in NUI, so it was a $21,000 investment. And we built out this decentralized network. There are special offers made at the Premier level that are not available to legacy members, which is obviously the price of kind of being involved with a more Premier offer. But I will say this to you is that expect that over the next month or so, you're going to see some of the great offers taking place at Premier that will be made available in a more entry level so that you can participate as well. So with that, again, just super excited about Premier. Congratulations to all of you that are Premier members. Again, they do have premium advantages for being involved in that. So last thing is that, of course, everything you hear me talk about, and again, I try to keep these calls as short as possible. We're done here in 20 minutes. Next week begins the first announcements about NUI Social's first blockchain product. And you're going to hear just high level what that product is. Then we'll be trickling down to all of you through blog, through webinars like this, and we're going to be making it available. I cannot tell you how exciting it is to be here at NUI Corporate, how to be a part of this team. It is just amazing what's going on. So please tune in next week just to learn a little bit about what we've got going on, because I think you're going to see some very, very cutting things. When Darren and Reed and the gang here and all of us, when you see what happens here, you will be very, very surprised at how progressive we are as a company and how this amazing offer is really going to revolutionize the industry we call networking. So for me personally, it's a privilege, it's a joy to be a part of something like this. So God bless you all. Hope you had an amazing day. Again, I try and keep it as tight and short as possible. It's a lot of information in 20 minutes here, but we're grateful you jumped on tonight. And again, we will be back next week going through all the new updates, but of course the big announcement that will come up with NUI Social's new first blockchain product that will launch next week. So again, with that, thank you so much. Thanks for being a part of the NUI Nation and of course believing in what we do as a company. It's a privilege to serve all of you. Have a wonderful night and we'll see you next Tuesday. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.